Commence primary ignition.
Hello, I'm Mary Oyaya. I play Jedi Master Luminara Ujuli in Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, and you're watching the Virtual Cantina Network.
Hey.
Hello. Hi. Welcome, everybody, to tonight's episode of Daughters of the Galaxy. I'm Sarah.
Hi, I'm Ashley.
Thank you for joining us tonight on our impromptu change of programming. Wish it was for a happier reason, but still, we are very excited to be able to dedicate this time to someone that has had a huge impact on my co-host's life. And lots of other people too. I know we have tons of artists in our VCN family. I've seen lots of artwork posted, and I know we have some amazing people on our audiovisual team that are heavily influenced and involved in the art world. However, for those of you who might be joining us that are not as involved, kind of like me. We hope you'll stick around and enjoy. Maybe even you're going, Drew, who now? This is a welcoming space, and I think you'll be surprised. You'll learn some amazing things. And honestly, if you've watched a movie in the United States in the last 40 or 50 years, you might find yourself more influenced and maybe even inspired by the man who has become a movie poster legend in our lifetime. So hang out with us, share some stories in the comments. Anybody who's here, check in with us about the things that you had hanging on your wall when you were growing up, because I think we've all been there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Sadly, the world lost a incredibly talented and kind and generous man in Drew Struzan on Monday. He
Yeah.
had been battling Alzheimer's for the last few years, and it was, everybody who has dealt with Alzheimer's in their lives in some way, shape, or form, whether they know someone in their immediate family or they know someone, a friend or friend's family or whatever, they know the detrimental loss that it is. It's like the slowly ebbing away of self. And
Yeah.
when it was announced that Drew would no longer be painting or drawing or signing or just doing what he loved, I mourned a lot then, because it's integral to the man. It was like breathing for him. It was so much a part of who he was, and
To lose that part of
yeah,
yourself, and then everyone around you, in your family and your fans, to know that that's slipping away as well. That's
yeah.
that's really rough. Yeah.
But everybody in his family, his beautiful wife Dylan of 50 years,
Wow.
they were love at first sight, stayed together. When they had nothing, they had each other, and um, they definitely went to the end. And
Mm.
she had accumulated a fantastic team of friends and people to help carry on Drew's legacy, both in a gallery setting at Gallery and in social media, getting his art out there, sharing his art on Instagram and Facebook and
That's
Twitter and
wonderful.
everything. So Dave, yeah, he wants to know, how long ago did he stop working? I believe
He came out of retirement multiple times,
yeah,
usually at the request of either George Lucas or Steven Spielberg.
right. And it had to be pretty big projects. Like his last Star Wars work was Force Awakens poster, but
Mhm.
to be honest, I think his last bit of art and his convention signing and everything. I think that was probably, I want to say 2020,
Okay.
maybe at least within the last 5 years. I know um, the last convention things I think he did was 2018. So it's kind of,
Okay.
it's been about 5 or 6 years that he's stopped being
Mm-hmm.
out in a official capacity. And because, COVID, older gentlemen,
Yeah.
immunocompromised, it's just, it's difficult. But um,
Yeah.
I was lucky, incredibly lucky, to be um, working um, Joe's table at Fan Expo Boston / Boston Comic Con before it made the official switch to Fan Expo
Okay.
in 2017.
Okay.
Ben Stevens from Galactic Gallery was representing Drew in his work and brought him to Fan Expo
Oh
and
boy.
people there. And before the show, like the first day, Drew was walking around looking at all the artists' tables, and I was there and I recognized him immediately. I'm like, oh my God, Drew Struzan is coming. Drew
Oh
Struzan
no.
is coming.
Panic, panic,
And I'm like,
panic.
hi, Drew. I was like, and he's like, hello, how are you? And like, it's incredibly kind, not
That's so
stuck up
nice.
at all. Just, I
Wow.
was like, "Can I get a picture with you?" And he goes, "Absolutely." Like, put his arm around my shoulder. Well, you'll see it. It's in the slides. We have
I
the
was gonna
slideshow
say, I
tonight.
think I know the picture you posted on your social a couple
Like
days ago.
my
It's so
soul
cute.
left my body. Like this is just like this is a man that like when you're a kid and movie studios are just putting art on everything and it's in the
Yeah.
80s and early 90s and stuff like that. And you're in the movie store and you're seeing all the VHS tapes lined up on the shelves and you're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I want to see that," just based on the cover. And
Mhm.
so many times it was just Drew's art that just drew me in. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
exactly, Dave. Being a giant.
I used to wander into Suncoast when I was
Yeah.
in high school and college and even early married days, that it was just, you'd
Lord.
wander, you just would flip through those huge full-size poster things. And I'm learning that a lot of the ones that caught my eye and caught my attention were either by him or inspired by his style.
Oh my god. Like, even
So
even if the
yeah,
movie wasn't that good, if Drew did the art for it, you wanted to see it, like Cutthroat Island.
absolutely.
My uncle bought the VHS for that just because the cover art was
It's so
done by
cool.
Drew, and
Yeah.
he made Gina Davis and Matthew Modine look incredibly badass, like, action adventure.
Yes.
He
Yes.
was the man you wanted to work with if you wanted action, adventure, fantasy, all kinds of
All
if
of
you
it.
wanted to be in the world that you thought that movie should have, you got Drew.
Oh,
And,
excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, and so I was looking at it, and I'm sure you probably know more about the history than I do, but if I'm correct, his first big breakthrough into working for studio films, was it the re-release of Star Wars: A New Hope in 1978?
um,
That he'd been doing
so
other work since then, or was that just his entrance into the
that
Star
was his
Wars
entrance
universe?
to Star Wars.
Okay.
So in 1976, Charles White III contacted him, and it was before Star Wars was set to come out. George Lucas had hired, because he owned Lucasfilm at this point, not Disney,
Mhm.
and he had contacted him. And he's like, "Hey, I have to do this poster for Star Wars for George Lucas. I can't draw portraits." And
Mm,
he was phenomenal at airbrushing. So he made a trade up with Drew, and Drew's like, "Okay, I'll do it if you show me your airbrushing techniques because I've never seen an airbrush before."
interesting.
And so Drew did the portraits of Han, Luke and Leia, and Obi-Wan all
Mhm.
in oil paints. And
Great.
the poor Charles had to like wait for everything to dry, and you know how much of a pain in the butt oil paints are because it is technically like wet until it's not whenever
Yep.
it wants to. It's so
Yep.
temperamental.
Yep.
And so he's gonna like airbrush all over this. And he did the um R2 and 3PO, he
Mhm.
did the Jawas, he did the land speeder, like everything, and Darth Vader, everything that was like a essentially like non-portrait in this, Charles did.
Okay.
And they found out that they did the poster, but they didn't leave enough legally. They were supposed to leave enough room for the body copy of like
Oh
who's in
yeah.
the movie,
Mhm.
uh the studio information, and they're like, oh crap. So they decided to make it look like it was stuck on a fence like a circus poster, and um it added it went from making art this big to making it this big with all the extra room so they could fit the body copy at the bottom on the
Yeah.
fence area, and adding like a playbill of Obi-Wan over here to make it look
Mhm.
like old and authentic. And um, so yeah, I
Yeah, to
have a
make him a really popular style. It was like his signature piece, wasn't it?
yep, it's
Yep.
what started the ball rolling and got George Lucas's attention. So
Mhm.
it all worked out. Um, but his
Yep.
first when he did his first foray into the world of art and commercial art was album covers. So
Okay, right, yeah.
he worked for Pacific Eye and Ear doing album
Okay.
covers for them. So his
Yes.
first one he did was Sabbath Bloody Sabbath for Black Sabbath, and he did the model for the front cover and the back cover of a man dying. You have the bad man on the front and then the good man on the back, and it's both Drew.
Yep. No way.
Yeah. So if you look really close, it's Drew. It just how he looked in the 70s. And
Oh,
it's
wow.
if you look at the back cover, I swear it's chilling now. And this was like the first time I looked at it. We'll just show you guys in the slides when we get to it in a sec. But um, you look closely at it, and it's this good man surrounded by loved ones, very
Mm,
peaceful, very calm. And I pictured
mm.
like that was how he went. Because
Kind of foreshadowing. Yeah.
yeah,
Ugh.
yes, exactly, JV. Album covers are unappreciated art, totally. And Alice
Especially
Cooper,
back in the days, especially back in the
sure.
day when it was actual art. I mean, I love
Roger
photography
Dean,
and I
yeah,
really appreciate it, but there's something about an actual
thank you,
drawn artistic cover that
for
is
sure.
very unique to me. Yeah.
And Alice Cooper had gotten a hold of that cover and wanted him to do something
Mm,
for him. So he was putting out Welcome to My Nightmare, but he didn't want any of the usual like Alice Cooper heavy black eye makeup,
mm.
spookiness, snakes, scary shit. Um, he wanted something that would draw the viewer in. So he made a makeup list wearing a tuxedo and a top hat, looking smiley and nice with a
Mm.
brightly colored background. And if you listen to that album, it's very Alice Cooper. So
I
it
was
was
gonna
just
say
like
that's Alice Cooper's nightmare basically is the top hat and the tuxedo, right?
so it's brilliant false advertising, but Alice used to come to the studio and watch Drew paint. So he was a
Wow.
huge fan, loved his work. So getting him on that cover was like a kickstart for him. Like it just like oh, it was like life goals. And
Excellent.
Alice Cooper
Good.
is a big nerd, in case you haven't noticed. Um, but what officially kicked him off on movie posters was that album cover because they put it on a billboard on Sunset Boulevard, and Tony Senegar, um, who
Mm.
ended up he was ran Senegar Advertising. He drove by. One of his art directors drove by and saw it and contacted Tony and was like, "Look, we have to get this guy. This is what he can do." He went to Tower Records and bought a cover of that album and showed Tony, and
Fantastic.
Tony hired
Wow.
him. Um, yeah, Dave says album art is why LPs are back, in my opinion. Nobody plays them; they just display them. Absolutely. As I look at my Taylor Swift albums on the wall next to my Foo Fighters ones.
Shh, don't tell
Shh.
anybody. Don't tell
No,
anybody.
not at all. Shush. But he, again, album cover art didn't pay a lot, and he and Dylan had just gotten married, and they had a baby, and life was.
Oh, okay.
You get $5,000 per album cover as opposed to like 25 to $30,000 per movie poster. So it was very easy to just go with Tony, and he ended up working with Tony for over 20 years. His first poster was very much in the style of Norman Rockwell because he was very flexible with his style and loved Norman Rockwell. And it was Blackbird in 1975. So if you look at it, it's very, very Norman Rockwell, but he even did a signature like Norman Rockwell's. And the last one he did with Tony was Hook
Oh,
in 1991. So
yes. Yes.
that movie poster, I was 10 years old when that movie came out, and
I'm gonna
eight,
let that one slide.
yeah.
I'm gonna let that one slide.
So I was about 9 because I think it came out in 92. To be honest with you, yeah, it was 92 that came out, and it was unbelievable. Like I just looked at it all day long, and I thought it was a photograph, and my uncle's like, "Oh no, that's a painting," and then I was like, "Really?" And I just grabbed the cassette cover and I walked around with it all day, just staring at it.
I remember
Um,
thinking it was a photograph too.
It's just
The first time I
so
ever saw
beautiful.
Hook, and I was like, "No, no, nope, that's a drawing." I'm like, "Wow." Yeah, I can remember being very impressed by that. I was in high school at that point, and I remember being very impressed, so
It's
and I
unbelievable.
don't know squat-do about art, so if you can impress me with it, then that's that's really saying something.
Um, but the thing that made his art so universal. Yeah, Dave. Okay. Dave's like, yeah, I was 9 too. Not
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
you totally were. There's 9 years in there somewhere. Um, but he had an eye for like I said, when he first started, he didn't really have a style, but he just kind of developed, and you can see the clear development of things.
Mhm.
And I think once Charles taught him how to airbrush, and it became like such a focal point, a focal instrument of his career, and used in everything that he did from then on out. So working with him on that piece, not only did it kickstart him into science fiction and major motion pictures,
Right.
but also it brought him to a tool that he would use for the rest of his life.
Yeah, it's his foundational style. That's really an incredible story. I love how those little moments of serendipity happen,
Yeah.
when you hear these kind of tales.
And it just makes it worth it, because he finally felt that once he had worked with the movie studios, or the movie studio had called him, and the advertising agencies had called him and wanted him to do these, he felt like he was finally seen. Like, he was literally breaking into school to take art classes, and it took him 6 years because he was very poor. Like, he left his
Wow.
family when he was young. He wasn't appreciated, he wasn't loved, his parents treated him like crap. And
Mm,
when he met Dylan, he found love, like true love and
family,
reciprocated
yeah.
love and family. And um, it just, the way they were for each other is just like, from a distance, it's beautiful. And
Oh, that's
I,
such a that's such a wonderful thing to hear that that you struggle growing up, that you did not have a good home life and you struggled to find your place in the world and to get by due to, lack of funds and lack of being able to afford school, and then to find not only personal fulfillment in love, but professional fulfillment where your art
yeah,
is appreciated and adored by millions around the world. I mean, that is just
for generations, yeah, and
yeah, I mean, and it sounds like it could have happened to a nicer guy,
for
that's the best
sure.
part, when
And if you
things
think about
you
it,
get your
like,
happy ending.
yeah, you think of it, your home life is not good. Your parents don't like you. Your life could go any way.
Mhm.
And he wanted to be an artist so badly, and he wanted to just to create so badly that he just stayed focused. And
Yeah.
God,
To
it's
never
just
give up on
beautiful.
that dream, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Dave asks, do you know who some of Drew's inspirations were? His layouts remind me a lot of the old masters with the movement from figure to figure, like something like Madonna on the Rocks. So
Mm,
he was really inspired by Impressionist paintings, as you can tell by
okay.
like the brush strokes and the movement and the color and the light and
Mm,
everything. Um, Artists like Vincent van Gogh, Cezanne, Gauguin, like just Monet, everything
okay.
that like brought color and light and composition and
Mm,
natural tones. Like, he if you look at his borders on all his pieces, they have that very like rough torn paper edge. And
mhm.
he was like, God doesn't make straight edges. Like, everything's natural. It has like a bit
Yeah.
of a curve to it. So that was why he didn't always have that concrete straight square edges. But
The closest I can come to relating to that is I also hate having little square pictures in my scrapbook.
yeah.
I always have, like, ripped edges or curves or silhouettes or something like that, so I guess, that's how I relate to Drew. I
Yeah,
don't
and
like straight edges
we as
anymore.
humans, like, it's so robotic, and this is probably why I hate drawing 3PO and stuff, and most
Yeah.
droids, is because I hate having to draw, like, straight edges on everything. Like, drawing the Caligari piece that took me over a week to do, I was in hell because it was
Yeah.
so many rulered little straight lines that I was like, "Oh my god, this is right, erase, redraw," and,
You could have made it, like, wood, so that it was slightly uneven, right? You
Like
could
it
have
was
gotten away with
honed,
it.
but like
Yeah.
whittled away.
Still too straight for you.
But
Still too straight.
no, it's not working. And oh my
Mm.
god, like every day for a week, just me just losing my goddamn mind.
Ugh. Ugh.
But Drew was inspired by nature. He was inspired by masters. He was inspired by old Renaissance paintings, like things like that. Like I said, so many. He wanted to be an artist so badly. He just went to school and just took as many classes as he could. He studied old paintings,
Mm.
art history, took every painting class he possibly could in the 6 years he was there.
Wow.
Yeah, it took him 6 years to graduate, and they're like, "Oh, you're breaking into school at the end of the day to take more school." And he's like, "Well, you're gonna get paid eventually. I want to I want to learn stuff." And I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, he was so hell bent to learn and to create that and to just fulfill himself that he didn't let things like poverty and you know he was saying it get to the point where he only ate 2 days a week.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, he just delved himself into the creative mindset, and but having those inspirations and having so much um, knowledge and study material at his fingertips, it just and you can see it in his work. Like if you compare like their pieces to like things in Drew's compositions, you can
Hmm.
definitely even right down to like the pencil comps.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, they're beautiful. Like, like don't paint over them; they're so pretty.
Just leave the pencil.
But
That
this is
works for me.
really good too.
That works for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Um.
Well, on that note, should we get into some of the pieces that you've put together?
Yeah. Oh my God. Otherwise, this is gonna be.
Well, I think it's a. Uh-oh. Did we lose Ashley? You still there?
1 second. We're here. Da, 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 da. Trying to see.
Okay.
We're experimenting here.
Trying a new layout here.
Na, na. I'm not seeing it in here. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
I was gonna say JB should
Yeah, we
have
can do
it.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
We have JB
Yeah.
in the chair tonight learning
Yeah,
how to
we've
push
got it.
buttons.
We've got
Woo.
it up. We're ready to go whenever you are.
All right,
Okay.
let's go for it.
Let's start this Jimmy Jam. Yeah, so
Okay.
this is the little memorial thing that Ben Stevens and the crew at Galactic Gallery put together for Drew. So
Oh,
yeah. Just looking at it, it's just, ugh, I can't believe it's real. I can't believe there's numbers after that dash.
yeah,
It's so hard.
that's rough. That's a beautiful memorial. I like it.
So there's Drew
Okay.
with Ben from Galactic Gallery as his art rep.
On the
You
left
can,
there. Okay.
yep. So you can see Ben. And he also represents Hayden Christensen and Ewan
Oh
McGregor,
wow.
and when they come around and do cons.
Okay.
So he's the one that usually brings them around everywhere. Michael J. Fox as well, and Christopher Lloyd, like he does all of them as well. But you can
Wow.
see some of Drew's Indiana Jones pieces back there,
Yeah, look at those.
just chilling. So that's got to be Drew's studio. And then on the right, there's Drew with his wife Dylan
Aw.
and Ben's daughter in the background, and just signing at a con. Those are all prints you could have bought at the con, and
Oh my.
yeah, I'm trying to see what it says. Oh no, he's got Galactic Gallery lanyard on, so
Ah,
I don't
ah.
know where it is, but um,
Oh,
yeah, they
that's great.
she wrote a book, like a kind of like a murder mystery book, like set in the 40s and
Oh.
50s, and like kind of like the film noir book,
Mm-hmm.
and he illustrated it for her.
Aw.
So
That's
that
wonderful.
dynamic duo, and it's worth checking out if you're on Amazon. It's really really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and there.
Goonies.
Yeah, he did the art for the Goonies. You can see so many. You see Pan's
Mm-hmm.
Labyrinth. You can see the George Lucas a career retirement piece, like things
Mm-hmm.
that inspire George. You can see Blade Runner, Revenge of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, Revenge of the Jedi, Harry Potter, and yeah, he was definitely in better health, but uh,
Yeah. Wow.
and
Look at all those.
look at it. This was some years ago, as you can tell. Drew is much younger, but like just that body of work alone. Yes, that Goonies poster is iconic, and he
Mhm.
painted 7 different ones, each one with each kid at the top. So it just
No
cycled
way.
through. Yeah. So I believe each kid got a copy of it,
Oh,
and
that's
um,
amazing.
I think Sean Astin told this story, and it was something that I was like astounded to know because I didn't know he had painted that many copies of it and
Right.
made sure that each kid got a copy of it. And I mean, who does that? Like, which movie poster artist cares that much to have each kid represented? And it was
Yeah.
different in whenever it was in like newspaper print or when it was on a billboard, it would be changed, and
Mhm.
like each kid would get to cycle up, and um I just I just have no words because
Yeah. What a
it's
wonderful person. It
it's
sounds like just
astounding.
being a part of that movie was just phenomenal across the board, and Drew was, like, right there with them. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And this
Mm.
is a similar poster that he did for Adventures of Babysitting where like they wanted him to change the look of one of the kids, and like the little girl with the Thor helmet had
Mhm.
a teddy bear, and they
Mhm.
wanted them to take it off, and he ended up having to like trace it off, and like he's like, I just painted this whole thing. I'm so it was stressful for him to correct, and it wasn't in the age of like, you know,
Yeah.
control
Yeah.
Z, delete.
Easy delete, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, wow.
So it took a lot of work, but they're very similar in the way that they're just hanging off of stuff, and it's
Mhm.
geared towards kids.
Mhm. I remember that very clearly. That was one of my favorite movies on repeat when I was younger.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh,
And
there
then
they are.
this is where he officially delved into the modern era of Star Wars. So this
Mhm.
was for the special editions in, I believe, 1997.
97. Yep.
Yep. And George just initially wanted to do one big poster, and
Yeah.
he was on the phone with Drew, and he was like, uh, are you just going to do one poster for all of these? He goes, well, yeah, unless you had something different in mind. He goes, well, I see it being a triptych, and I see it looking like blah, 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 blah. And he just went on a whole thing. No composition, not even sketched out or painted. He just kind of threw it together on the phone as he spoke with George. And
Wow.
if you look at this, it's obviously that it's for the 3 different films, but
Mhm.
there's pieces of each film in each triptych.
Yep.
So you have, like, Leia from, Empire Strikes Back,
Mhm.
you have, Luke from A New Hope, um, everybody's all kind of put together. You have, like, the
That used
battle.
to make me crazy. That used to make me crazy
Yeah.
until someone explained to me that it was deliberate
Yeah.
and that it was supposed to connect them, and I was like, "That's the wrong Leia."
And
It made
it's
me
my
bonkers.
phone.
Oh, look at that. We own all 3 of these posters. We went out and bought 'em.
Oh,
And
I
it
know
just used to
Bottleneck.
make me bongos. I'm like, "That is the Empire Strikes Back battle between Luke and Darth Vader, not the Return of the Jedi. It's on the wrong poster." Yeah, I was quite
Yeah.
upset about that, but then someone explained that it was supposed to be that way, and so now
Oh,
it's
for
one of my favorite
sure.
parts. Now
And you
it's one of
have,
my
like,
favorites.
Yoda on that poster, and instead of on
Yep.
the,
The
Empire
Empire
Strikes
Strikes Back.
Back,
Yep. Oh, yeah.
you have
Oh, yeah.
Jabba the Hutt thrown up there, and it's just but I like that they're all their own different color as well. You have the reds and purples,
Yep.
you have the yellows and blues, and then you have the
The
greens,
green
blues, and yellow.
variations.
It's
Mhm.
just it's just visually stunning, and I love how it all focuses in on that Star Destroyer in the middle and Darth Vader. It's like the
Mhm.
beginning and the end of it all when you see it like
When they're all
this.
put together like that, yeah, and you can
Ah,
see the lines going out. Yeah, I've always loved these posters.
do you have
Um,
that framed in your house, like, all up together like that?
we have them framed, but we actually don't have enough wall space for all of our posters,
My
so
god, tear down some walls and build some more.
we rotate them out. So,
Oh,
like,
that's
we
good.
take one
Yeah.
down and then hang it up. We actually were due to replace the one that's been up there for a while. We had the episode 1 teaser trailer with, Anakin and the shadow on the wall in
Oh
Tatooine,
my
and it just says
god.
episode 1.
That's
So,
such a
yeah, we're gonna
powerful
have to
one.
take that one down, and now we're gonna have to put up one of the Drew posters for sure,
So
definitely.
they just put these out, I wanna say on the 8th. on Bottleneck Gallery. Like you could buy them like this with no trade dress. And
Oh.
I think all three on screen printed, like 24 27 by 40,
Mhm.
I think was like $250.
Ugh.
And they were gone. Like they went sucked up so fast. And I was like, wow,
I bet
okay,
they
I was
were.
gonna buy one, but it's okay.
Fine, be like that. Just take 'em all.
Whatever.
Take 'em all. Mm.
Yeah. But
Yes.
oh god, they're beautiful. Yeah, that's what the ceiling is for, Sarah. Listen to John.
Listen, John, I have the kind of luck that if I tried that, they would like randomly fall and hit people and get me sued because doesn't stick to the ceiling. I already have stuff randomly jumping off my wall. It was the most bizarre thing. We had
Oh my god.
an award plaque for Jason hanging up with 3M stickies. They were
Yeah.
the Velcro kind, where you stick it to the wall and stick it to the thing and let it wait and then put it up there.
Yeah.
It slid off. Like, there's glue marks where it slid
Oh
off.
my
I'm like,
god.
"How does that" it's not in direct sunlight, it'd been there for, like, a year and 3 or 4 months, and it just one day just collapsed. And I'm like, "Okay, well, no more 3M, go get the screwdriver and the big screw and the electric drill, and we'll just put a freaking hole in the wall."
Make it work.
So,
Oh my god, that's a
yeah,
nightmare.
I'm not risking anyone
It
with the
didn't break,
ceiling,
did
so
it?
It got a little scuffed on the back, but no, nothing broke, and
Okay.
nothing down. It tore some pages off the calendar that it was hanging over, but
Oh jeez.
that's okay. It's almost the end of the year anyway. But yeah, no, I'm not risking the ceiling. Sorry, I don't care how much I love the posters.
Yep. No
Not doing
concussions.
it.
Um,
There we are. Yeah.
these are the ones all Gen Z kids know, and
Mhm.
kids like us who were teenagers in this early 20s in this time period. Um, so because he was so in love with the concept of what he did for the special editions, he decided to
Mhm.
do a triptych for the prequels.
Yep.
And um, George loved these designs so much because if you look at these closely, if you watch the documentary, you see him at the beginning of the documentary
Mm.
painting Liam Neeson's face there, and
Oh,
Jake
that one's my
Lloyd,
favorite. I
and
love that one.
going in with Maul's eyes. Like you see him like
Mhm.
doing all of this. And George loved these so much, and the fact that he brought life to these new and old characters who are played by new actors, and
Mhm.
he made it in Drew's contract and the studio demand that when these were put out in every country around the world, they were only going to be this art.
I like that.
So you
That
can
was
change the
yeah,
fonts, you can change the language for any country, just that art had to be there. And
good.
that's why you don't see anything else, you just see Drew's art and all around the world
Mhm.
for episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Mhm.
And honest to God, like, look
They're
at the light
phenomenal.
in these. The
Mhm.
color, even
The
when it's
man's
just
got lens flares when there's no lenses. I mean,
yeah,
I don't
take that, JJ. He was doing lens flares before you were cool.
way before you thought they were cool. They are not cool. Way too many lens flares.
Yeah, I'm kind of blind now. But
Uh-huh.
this is all done with like airbrush and acrylics and colored pencil and
Wow.
splatter technique. It's just I have no words. Like if
It's
you
really
look how
breathtaking.
small like 3PO and R2
How
are in the
tiny they
episode 2
are,
post.
the little bitty ones,
Oh,
yeah.
these little babies. They're all
Mhm.
little.
And all
And
those droids and Gungans in the background in episode 2. That's phenomenal.
I love how, like, if you watch the progression of Ewan McGregor, and from
Mhm.
episode 1, he's like, "Yeah, I'm the young Padawan. I'm kicking butt." Like, he was like the gung ho young Jedi. And then you look at him in episode 2, and he's like, "Uh-oh." He's like, he's seeing some stuff, but, he's
Yeah,
still pretty
uh-huh.
gallant.
And then boy,
And then
he's got the frown on and he's got my wrinkles in
yeah,
episode
and
3. Mhm.
episode 3, he's got the 11s. The gun,
I
yeah.
remember that. I remember that. I've watched all of those. I watched that entire series. So,
So
yeah.
Dave says, I was just watching The Long Way Home. Dave, I still have to watch that. We were talking about this, where Ewan ran across this art in a pinball game in Poland or something. Yeah.
Mhm.
Again, if you think the prequels and any art from the prequels, like George made it very clear that Drew was the way
Well,
for
and that's
this.
very different from the original trilogy, right?
Hmm.
That's one of the most famous things about A New Hope and Empire is some of the wonky posters that have gone up in
Yeah.
Europe and Asia, where they just did all kinds of. I've seen some of the weirdest renditions of Darth Vader.
God. Oh
You
my
know,
God. Yeah. And the Hildebrandt brothers doing that poster for A New Hope or Star Wars,
Mhm.
where Leia's only got 4 fingers. And they didn't realize it because, again, they had 24 hours to do this painting for this movie, and based on like a rough description that they had. And if you really look, Leia's only got 4 fingers, and that art is on everything. Like, I have it on a sweatshirt.
Yep.
Eh,
That's
Crazy,
funny.
but that was. You have many different other artists that I worked on Star Wars and that time, but like to emerge and as a forefront of the artist that made a generation love
Mhm.
this crazy little weird science fiction film set in a galaxy far, far away.
Yep.
It's unreal. Unreal.
Yep. We were very lucky. Oh, and then this one.
And then
This one.
Steven Spielberg was talking to George Lucas, and he said like, "Hey, I want to do art for this, adventure trilogy that I want to do, or this adventure movie I want to do, Indiana Jones and the Last, um, Indiana, no, sorry, Raiders of the Lost Ark."
Mhm.
So Drew was up for that, but he lost it to Richard Amsel,
Mhm.
and that became the quintessential poster for that. But he wanted Drew to still try and still do something for it, and when it came time to do Temple of Doom, I'm telling you, he he made Kali Ma look freaking terrifying, like
Yeah.
with the teeth and the flaming heart and like
Yeah,
the
I can
the
honestly say
horn
that poster
demon.
is the reason I never watched that movie
Oh
until
my
I was
god!
in, like, high school. Like, I would not watch it along with the
Oh my
other
god!
Indiana Jones movies.
I was
No,
like
yeah, that
11
movie
when I saw
terrified
that
me.
movie, and I was the whole when he pulls the heart out of his chest, and my dad was like, look what he's doing," and I'm like, "No!" Like,
Mm-mm.
but
Mm-mm.
I
Nope,
remember
not
my
for me,
dad
folks.
having that art on the VHS, and I was just like, "Oh, you thought this was a good idea?" But honestly, look at it. Like, it looks like
It's
Sean
so beautiful.
Connery. It looks like John Rhys Davies as Sala up top there. Um,
Mhm.
Kalima! Yes, Dave. But like right, the details down to like every hair in their beard, the bright adventure sweat is what I call it, because it's
Yep.
like, okay, they're in the desert, they're doing this,
Mhm.
they're trying to stop the Nazis from getting
And
the
even
Holy
even Dear
Grail.
Marcus up in the right corner, he just looks
Oh,
so disheveled. You know that's the part where he's wandering around in the market asking if anybody speaks English. You just know exactly
exactly.
what part of that movie that picture came
For
from. It's
sure. And
perfect. Yeah.
and to have like the adventure and the horse chase and the motorcycles and the Nazis chasing you in the truck
Oh,
front and center in the background, and still having all of it like the composition is very like,
yeah.
circular,
Mhm.
but it's got the
Mhm.
the columns and the dirt, and it just looks like it's an archaeological dig, and I
Yeah.
love this so much.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the quintessential Indiana Jones poster right there,
And
in
he
my
went on
humble
to
opinion.
Oh, you're totally right. You're totally right. You don't have
I
to be
can hear
humble
the same.
about it, girl. Yes,
I can hear
this
the
is
same.
why. This is why, JB.
Mhm.
Absolutely, because you us in hindsight, like if we had never seen this movie before and we saw this sitting on the shelf and be like, "Hey, this looks like it's going to be a fun movie."
It's gonna be a romp. Yeah, I want this.
He's got a 3-day head start, and that's more than he needs.
Mhm. Mhm.
For sure, Dave.
Got
But you
lost in his own museum once. Yep.
poor Marcus. Hug the man.
I know.
Sweet sweet baby. Yes, and this
There
is the
it is.
Goonies poster that you see, and it's got Josh Brolin with his snazzy
In this one.
headband.
Yes, yes.
This
I think
this gives me a sense of vertigo.
yeah, it actually kinda creeps me out a little. And it's over the Pirates map. I'm not
Yes,
sure I ever recognized that because it always had the type over it, you know? I don't think I
exactly.
ever realized that there was actually the map underneath there.
And that's what I
That's
feel
funny.
kind of, I'm like, can you just push all the typeface like over, just so we can see that so much detail? And I feel like I know it's essential to movie poster, and you have to have the body copy, and you have to have the title of the movie, and you have to have the
Mhm.
studio information, blah blah blah. But it takes up so much of the good shit, and I just gets me so mad. This is like me in comic book covers when you have to go through all like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
little barcode in the corner and the trade dress up top, and yeah. But this poster, and like I'm with you. I didn't. it took me years to realize that that was the treasure map
Mhm.
and that they were hanging in a cave, and it you see this as a kid and you're like, "Oh my god, what's happening? Like, what are they
Yeah.
doing?" And you want to know more.
Mhm. Mm.
And then, oh my god, I love the Blade Runner films so
Blade Runner.
much.
Mm.
This is gorgeous. So you have like the rain because it was very rainy in that
Always,
L-
always,
Los
always
Angeles
raining.
of that year,
Mhm.
2019, and you have like the replicants, you
Mhm.
have Deckard, and just who's real, who's fake. You have like the nightlife, the neon signs. It's just
Everywhere.
the
That's yeah,
spinners. It's
all the stuff in the background, yeah.
and it's a love story as well. It's between Rachel and
Mhm.
Decker. And I got
Mhm.
to meet Sean Young a few years back at Fan Expo Boston, and she was lovely. I really enjoyed
Yeah,
meeting her.
that's good.
So, and I have a
I
friend
love it.
named Ray who cosplays Rachel, and it's just
Really?
their love story is this is it's you think of her as kind of like a model or a showgirl in this, and when he's just trying to protect her and he doesn't, he's like, you're a replicant, and he doesn't expect to like fall in love with her the way
Mhm.
he does, and their love story sets up Blade Runner 2049. And
Mm.
oh god, that's another one of my favorite movies, and I think Denis Villeneuve did a fantastic job with it, and I
Mm.
think if Drew wasn't retired, he probably would have done the poster for that as well.
I think you probably would have too. It would have been really interesting to see his take on it. I gotta tell you, it was in college. Did not realize, that the only version of Blade Runner I'd ever seen was the director's cut
Really? So,
because we
did
went
you
to
like
go
the one
see
with
it.
the voiceover? Because I don't even think Harrison Ford liked that voiceover.
No, no, that's what I'm saying is that we watched, like, the way that not the one that was released, but the one that they wanted to release. So
Yeah.
whatever the version that is, because then we were in college and they had movie night, and Jason and I went to movie night, and we're sitting there going, "I don't remember a lot of the what is this voi did he do a voiceover? I don't think he did a voiceover." And then we get to the end of the movie, and the elevator closes, and we go to pick up our stuff and leave, and then it keeps going with the stupid idyllic flying over the sunny thing, and we're
Yeah.
like, "What the hell is that?" And we, like, had to go back to our dorm room and, like, talk to all of our friends and be like, "What the did we just see?" Because I have never seen that version of Blade Runner. It's like, "What the hell?" So, yeah, that was when
Oh,
we
yeah.
learned.
Dave, Drew did not have say on where the type went on these posters, but
Oh.
he had to make sure there was a space when he planned out the composition, or at least enough of negative space in his design to make sure that everything that needed to fit could fit.
Mm,
Um, and I think that was after doing the circus poster and having to be like, okay, we did the logo, but the legal crap we can't fit.
yeah.
I think he learned his lesson. It was a lot more considerate, and no, I don't want to say considerate, but you know what I mean. A lot
Mhm.
more strategic in how he planned each of his compositions to fit
Yeah.
accordingly and still have the most art in there.
Yeah. I mean, I would hope so because you would hate to see your work get cut off and completely covered over, by a
I
bunch
would
of type.
cry. I would
Yeah.
absolutely cry. Be
Yeah.
like, oh, don't cover his art. It's too beautiful. And
Uh,
then
then
if
this one.
if you're a kid in the 80s, this was the movie for you.
I can still quote this movie
Yep.
line by
Yep.
line.
I
It comes
wanted
out when
to
I don't even
be
expect it.
Marty McFly. I
I
wanted
wanted
to
a
wear
DeLorean. I was so mad when my dad laughed at me and said that they didn't make them anymore. I was so peeved.
oh,
I was so
shame
mad.
on you. Shame
I
on you,
know.
Dad, for
I know.
laughing.
Break my heart.
Oh
Mm,
my God. So in 19, I believe, I'm not sure if it was 83 or 84, uh Robert Zemeckis was recommended. He was looking for a movie poster artist, and Steven Spielberg, because he was producing this. Yes, I had no idea this wasn't a photo either. Um, he recommended to Robert to have Drew do this. So he mentioned that it was a car, it was a
mhm.
time machine, explained to him kind of the basics, and he had Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd um, for the second one, obviously. But Michael J. Fox came into the studio and took some reference photos,
Mm,
and this is the result.
I love
And
it.
I love like the panicked look on his face and
Mhm.
like the 88 miles per hour like tire fire going on.
Yep. Yep.
This I can hear the theme like in my head.
Mhm.
And it just the light coming out of the car.
Mhm.
And
That's really brilliant. Yeah.
Drew does such an amazing job with light and
With light, yeah. The way you're
composition.
like, yeah, that's clearly just the inside of the door. That makes perfect sense. And it just lines up, yeah. Like Dave said, like just like a photograph.
So photographic reference, yes, but you can do magic with it. And speaking of magic,
Mhm.
not too many people know about this one.
Yeah.
We have all seen the first Harry Potter one for Sorcerer's Stone, Philosopher's Stone. It's iconic. You have like Hagrid and Dumbledore and Ron, Hermione, Hedwig, the Goblin. You have everybody in that, and Harry's Hogwarts letter from Professor McGonagall at the bottom. You have Hedwig like flying over the top, Hogwarts.
Mhm.
It's iconic. It's
Mhm.
everywhere. Every major Harry Potter thing had that like I was like so excited when I saw that on a
Mm.
movie poster, and I'm like, Drew Struzan's doing Harry Potter.
Mm.
This is gonna
Mhm.
be amazing. The studio Warner Brothers wanted him to do, and this was just as the age of Photoshop movie posters was taking off.
Ah.
Sadly, so they wanted him. He was contractually signed on to do another one for Chamber of Secrets. So this is the
Mhm.
composition that he came up with, and I honestly love this. I love the Chamber of Secrets, like the
Mhm.
relief, the
The
giant
face in the
sculpture of
background. Yeah.
Salazar Slytherin behind him,
Mhm.
the sword of Godric Gryffindor. You've got Hagrid and Ron and Hermione, and you've got the introduction of Dobby.
Little Dobby down there.
Just
Yeah.
trying to save his life and not let him go back to school.
Mhm.
um, but it draws you in because you have the light from Hagrid and Ron and Hermione all in the warmth in one area, and you have the cold
The cold.
blues of
Mhm.
Salazar Slytherin's uh, sculpture of statue in the back of the Chamber of Secrets.
And
And then
Dobby's
you
kinda half and half.
yeah,
He's,
because
like,
you
warm on one side, but he's got the cold light on the other
right,
'cause you're not really sure up until the end.
yes.
Yeah.
Like, what side are you on? Who are you
Mhm.
working for, little man? And I love how he portrayed Rupert and Emma here. They look like kids.
They
Like,
do.
they're not
They
trying
really look
to
like kids.
and that's what I love about Drew. He's not trying to, like, zhuzh him up and make him, I don't wanna say
Mm-mm.
sexy for
Yep.
posters. They're
Yep.
truly kids.
Before they were forced to fall in love.
And
Mhm.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
And you also
Mm-mm.
have Dumbledore back there. I totally forgot about Dumbledore because he just blends in
Mhm.
with the light, from the shadow of, the sword. Um, but yeah, and Dan looks
As
so
as he
strong and
does
fierce.
as he does in the story, you know?
Yeah.
Dumbledore kinda just fades into the background on this one, because he's trying to cover his furry little wizard behind.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about Dumbledore throughout the series. Like, how much
Mhm.
did you know, buddy? Quit putting this child at
Yeah,
risk.
that was always one of my favorite parts of the books at the end was when McGonagall just takes him to task, just absolutely.
Like, you let him do this?
You let him do what? Yeah. What is the hell is wrong with you? He's a child. Yeah, she was so bad. I didn't understand why I got sorted into Gryffindor until I suddenly went, "Ah, I'm McGonagall. Oh,
Oh,
okay. Yeah,
yep.
I get it. Yep. All right,
I'm a
that makes
Gryffindor
sense."
too. I
Are
get
you?
it. Yes.
Nice, nice. I was like, "I'm not Harry. I'm not Hermione. I'm not even Ron. I'm not any." Tyler is Ron. Tyler is Ron. I
Aw.
love him to pieces. He's adorable, but he is definitely a Ron. Yep.
Oh man. But yeah, this was unused sadly, but at least, it can be appreciated. And if you get the Art of Drew Struzan or I can never say this word, but it's like Ouvre? Somebody help me. Like it's Ouvre, and it's I'm gonna make sure I spelled this right. Oh my god.
Is it the French word?
Yes, it's a French word.
Oufre.
Ouvre? Okay,
Mhm.
probably.
That's how you say it in French. Means
Yeah,
to
it's
open, right?
Oeuvre.
Oufre.
So
Mhm.
you can get it, and I bought one in 2011. You can get it for $48 hardcover on Amazon right now as an art book. So you have the
Mm.
Art of Drew Struzan, which has the copy that I got
Wow.
him to sign, and then you have Ouvre right there.
Mhm.
And then you also have his process painting video of conceiving and creating the Hellboy movie poster art.
Wow.
That is a much watch. Even if you just watch it on YouTube, it's amazing. Um, but yeah, he put it in there, and I was just like, I had never seen it before, and I was like, I like this so much better than what they went with, like the Photoshop
Mhm.
jumbly mess that they went
Mhm.
with,
Yeah.
where they contractually obligated to put every single character on a poster.
Yeah. Yeah. I do miss the art of
Yeah.
posters the way they used to be.
And then this is the
Is
photo
that
I
when you
was
got to
talking
meet
about.
him?
That's when I got to meet him. So I was dressed as Archie from Riverdale in this picture,
Okay.
which is
That's I'm
why I
glad to hear
have
that because I was like, "What is she wearing?"
so I
I
have
feel
like the
like that is
Riverdale varsity shirt and
oh,
the
that makes more
track jacket.
sense.
I had to
I
make
was
and
like, "This
sew
is
on that patch myself.
so not Ashley." I'm like, "What am I looking at? Was she having a midlife crisis?" I'm like, "What's going on here?" I couldn't figure it out. You were in
Yes, at
cosplay.
34,
I
I
get
was
it.
having a midlife crisis.
I
I
believe it.
totally
I'm like,
was.
I don't know. It can
No, I
happen.
really was.
It can happen.
Um, but yeah, he was just walking down the aisles. It was the first thing in the morning. We had gotten to the table just before, and he's just walking around Artist Alley along the pro tables. And I saw him. I'm like, that 9-year-old. Yeah, okay. Um,
Your inner 9-year-old came out.
yeah,
Got
for
real excited.
sure.
That's just the nicest thing to do. I just really love that, he's this consummate professional. He's been in it for decades.
Yeah,
He's super famous, and he's just taking a stroll down Artist Alley, chatting with other people. That's really incredible.
absolutely. So supportive, looking at everybody's work. Like he got
Mhm.
pictures with me and Joe. He looked through Joe's stuff. I didn't have anything out because this is my first con helping him. So
Oh, I see.
it was incredible. Like I was cheesing it. Like this is
I was gonna say, you got
for
this picture. You got this picture. That was 1000% worth it.
and he was like the kindest person ever. Like Dylan was really, really nice as well. We said hello to her. She was with
Oh,
him.
yay, she was there too. That's
Yep.
neat.
And just getting to see him in his element and being creative, and he was just exactly as you picture him, but like so incredibly kind, so incredibly generous. Like when they say don't meet your heroes, this is definitely an instance
An
where you
exception. This is an exception,
totally,
but definitely to
totally,
be true. Oh,
and
that's wonderful.
completely unexpected. And yeah, this is
Yeah.
him signing my Art of Drew Struzan book.
Oh, look at that.
And he asked, I remember him asking me, like, and there he is signing my circus poster with my giant iPhone in my hands because I was like taking pictures of it. Um, he asked me if I wanted him to personalize my poster, and I wasn't even thinking. I was just like, no, it's okay. Like I just
Mm,
wanted to have his signature on the piece.
yeah,
But I was like, the art book, however, is like that. I felt like it could be mine, and it could be like that was
right.
gonna go on a wall, this was going to be in my hand, so it felt a little more personal to me, but
Yeah.
now I'm looking back on it, I'm like, "Why did I say no?" Like, everyone I know, my friend Pat, the Indiana Jones poster I bought and autograph I got for Joe for his birthday, signed by Drew at this con, he has it signed to Joe, I'm like, "Why didn't I get something signed to me?" But you know
Yeah.
what? I think it
Yeah.
was for just because I just wanted him to sign it and I would have it on the wall forever and it would just never leave my sight. So
Right. Right. Yeah. I say yes to everything. I have everybody. I think there's even sometimes where people don't expect it. They're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "I'm not selling this to anybody." I'm like, "It's
that was me with the
mine. I
Doctor
want
Sleep
my
poster.
name on it."
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Please put my name on it. I have people sign it in a book. They sign it on posters.
I
They sign
find
it on
that they're
pictures.
a little more like nice about signing it. Like they're not
Yeah.
as blasé about it. Like when they know that you're not going to get rid of it, like it
Yep.
belongs to you,
I
that it
got I got that
matters to
too.
you.
Yeah, that you
That's
can
what I
kinda
love.
sense from it because the assistant or the aide or the, volunteer at the con will be like, "Do you want it personalized?" I'll be like, "Yes," and then when you see 'em kinda slide it over, they're like, "Oh, oh, oh, you want me to write to Sarah?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do.
And
I'm
that's
keeping
why
it. It's for
like
me."
Mark Hamill loves people like us because we do things like that and we're
Yeah,
not like, "Oh, just put Mark Hamill on
yeah,
it."
yeah, I'm never gonna sell that. It's
It
totally
means
gonna be
something
mine. Yeah,
to you.
yeah, and I know that the people start to really struggle with that because autographs are so "Oh, look. Do we get to see your poster?"
We do. So that's it. That's the poster, but I have it here in my hand. I wrapped it up in tissue paper. But An American Tail. I saw this movie for the first time when I was about, I want to say 4 or 5 years old. My uncle had rented it, and
You're making me feel
um,
so old. I saw this one in the theater too.
uh, but
I took my whole family, yeah.
that's amazing. Oh, this movie, like I said, I saw it in VHS, and my uncle recorded it. And Don Bluth is going to be at Rhode Island Comic Con, so I was
Oh,
tossing around the idea of having
oh.
Don sign this so well, but because it's Drew, I'm going to get something else for Don to sign because he's a legend. and he's the reason why we have Fievel and Littlefoot and Mrs.
Oh,
Brisby and
stop, stop.
Thumbelina, so many other amazing characters, Anastasia.
Oh.
So this poster changed everything. I was like, oh my God, he's so
Mhm.
little and these are people's shoes and they're
Mhm.
going to step. And I was a little kid, but I was like, oh, oh my God. There was so much to see in this. And I drew Fievel on everything.
Oh, and the Statue of Liberty in the background and
Yes.
all that
And I
stuff.
love
Whew.
how brightly colored he is
Mhm.
and the sun and everything. And I had to.
Oh, look.
The little baby.
Oh,
He did another comp of this, and I love that one too. And it's just Fievel, and there's a light behind him, and he's standing on a stack of suitcases on the pier. And I felt like either one could have worked, but like I said, this piece of art changed my life. And I was like, I drew Fievel on as many things as I possibly could.
that's so cute. I love it.
I was obsessed.
That
And I
moment
just,
you became an artist.
yeah, I didn't even know it.
Ugh.
I was like, oh, I love this. And I just couldn't stop ever.
Ugh.
My
Ugh.
mom was so annoyed because I was drawing it
Aw,
on my sister's
no.
dresser
Oh,
in
well,
her
okay.
makeup.
Yeah, that might make me a little annoyed too. I gotta say that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have
I would just
makeup.
make sure I would buy you big, big pads to draw on and
Oh, my
stuff.
uncle did. My mother did not.
Okay. Good.
So this was his last foray into the Star Wars
Wow.
universe. This was the promo poster given away at San Diego Comic-Con for The
Okay.
Force
I was
Awakens.
gonna say I don't think I've ever seen that one. That's interesting.
Isn't it cool? I love this so much.
Wow.
Look how
The
badass Finn looks. He's got
the TIE
lightsaber.
fighters versus the X-wings and
Yes. The
wow, look at
light and the
that.
dark. You have Han front and center. Once again, Harrison Ford, who told Drew, like, you make me look good. And the thing that I think
Ray looks
everybody,
amazing. Daisy
yes,
looks incredible there. Wow.
the hype for this movie increased 20-fold in my life. As soon as I saw this, I was like, oh my God, I have to get my hands on this print. Like, they were giving it out at the panel, and like,
Wow.
there was like a signing or something, and I was just like, oh my God, I will never make it to San Diego Comic-Con, but I just want this so much.
And yet the movie still disappointed.
For sure.
If
For
only the movie had lived up to this beautiful poster, I would have been so much happier.
JJ. JJ. Yeah.
Actually, I
I
just
loved
bundled
it way more than Rise of Skywalker.
you know what? It was really good in the first half, and I can tell you like the exact point at which it just went to crap. It just ticked over, and I was like, "What the hell am I
What's the
looking at?"
point? What's the
It went
point?
completely stupid, and I literally remember sitting in the theater going, "Did they hire a different writer for the second half of the movie? What happened?" It started off so well. You did so well, and then of course the Muppets. I had no
Yes.
idea he did these posters too.
So I have it written down here because I was going through like my book. Jim Henson contacted Tony
Yeah.
in search of a movie poster artist because he wanted to do he was serious about making actual Muppet movies. And Tony had him come to the studio and is like, okay, well, come look at our gallery, see
I need my
which
glasses.
artists you would like you're thinking of. And he walks through the gallery and he writes down every single one. Obviously, like which poster he likes. He doesn't know the name
Yeah.
of the artist, nothing. Gives the list to Tony, and Tony goes, oh, well, this is going to be really easy because everyone you picked is Drew Struzan.
Stop it! No
I'm
way.
not even kidding.
That's
So,
incredible.
Jim, like I said, Jim picked all the posters that he liked. They were all Drew, and he looked at him and saw his composition for the Muppet movie, as you can see up here in the top with Miss Piggy, Kermit, and the Rainbow, and the
Mhm.
Electric Mayhem in the car, the Winnebago. You can see like the Gone with the Wind. Like he
Mhm.
personally
Mhm.
loved that because it's just very Piggy, like very old Hollywood with
Yes.
Piggy. And he goes, "You are the Muppet movie artist." So he did
Oh.
The Great Muppet Caper, as you can see here. He worked with Drew, I want to say 5 times. So it was on these Muppet movies. So you have
Mhm.
Great Muppet Caper, the Muppet movie, Muppet Christmas Carol, which is one of my absolute favorite movies. Not
It's
just around.
really
I
good.
have to watch it on Christmas Eve every year because there's only one more sleep till Christmas.
Aw. Aw.
And you can feel like the joy even though it's like, okay, you have like Blackbeard over here with Muppet Treasure Island and Jim Hawkins um,
Yep.
but to the thing that Jim liked the most about having Drew be his artist is they didn't look like puppets on sticks.
No.
They
No.
looked how Jim saw them in his head. And that's why
Oh.
Jim was so in love with Drew's work. And the other one that they had him do was Emmett Otter Family Christmas.
Oh. Oh wow.
Yeah, so he got to do
Gosh.
that one as well. I didn't have time to find the slide for that. I was trying to keep it short, and we're already almost at time. But
That's all right. Yeah. No.
these are just so quintessentially Muppet, but so quintessentially Drew and Jim at the same time.
Yes, I
I
agree. It's just just it's just lovable, you know. You just like want to squish them, you know. They're
Yeah,
like just
and they're not.
little fluff mellows. Yeah.
It's not commercialized. It's just honest and fun. And of course, if you are a child of the early '90s, you know these ladies.
Hey, you don't have to be a child. You don't have to be a child. I got my Hocus Pocus T-shirt.
You're
They
a
come
child
out
of
every
any
Halloween.
age in the
That's right.
'90s.
That's right.
Yeah. This poster is so freaking cool. I love that
Mhm.
you have Thackeray Binks with the Sanderson sisters, and they're on a vacuum, uh, flying over Salem, causing
And their
their mischief.
personalities are just perfect. And these tiny little clips, you know everything you have to that you could possibly need to know about the
Yep.
three of them right there.
And they're so catty and they're so campy, and it's so much magic, and yet the
Mhm.
city of Salem is not safe.
Nope. Nope. They're running amok.
Amok, 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 amok. So this is another one of my favorites. My friend got this poster from her husband one year as a gift, and I'm like, oh, girl,
Wow.
preach! This is
Mm,
amazing. Such a good get. Uh,
beautiful.
so beautiful. And of course, here are the album covers I spoke
Here's your
about
album covers you
earlier.
were talking about. There they are.
Yeah, and if you've seen Alice Cooper, like you know
Beautiful.
how you know black eye makeup dripping down his
Yep.
face and just
Yep.
kind of looking gothy. And here he's very polished and no makeup, and he's just like, "Hey," and you have like a brightly covered thing, and then you listen to the album, and you're like, "Oh my god." And here we have Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. So the top photo here with the man being attacked by the demons and like 666 on the bed frame and the hands, that's Drew being like strangled by snakes on the bed there. And then at the
Woo.
bottom, that's the one where it's like surrounded by his family and they're
Mm,
grieving and he's just laying in bed and everything's peaceful. Even the lions are peaceful, and
mhm.
that kind of
Everything's
takes on
quiet.
a whole new meaning now. But
It sure does.
these are what started Drew's career in movies. So I think that's pretty
Yeah.
fantastic.
Beautiful.
And then we have Drew, the man behind the poster documentary by Eric Sharkey.
I'm gonna have
And
to check that out.
honestly, it's on Prime. You can rent it or buy it on Prime. I think in HD it's $9.99 to buy, or standard definition is $7.99 to buy, and then to rent is $2.99 for HD and $1.99 for SD.
Mhm.
But it's so worth it if you can get your hands on a physical copy. They're hard to find, but
Yeah.
look at all these people. You have Guillermo del Toro, you have George Lucas, Michael J. Fox, Harrison Ford, um, Steven Spielberg, you have
Wow.
Leonard Maltin, you have the people that have worked with Drew,
Mm,
Frank Darabont, he did him for the Walking Dead poster, The Green Mile, The Mist, so many things. And Dave says
mhm.
it is amazing how many of these he did from descriptions of the movies before they were done. It always looks like he stole scenes from the movies, but they weren't even done. And
Mhm.
in his early career, like in the case of The Thing, he hadn't seen anything about the movie. He just
Yeah.
knew from the 50s version of The Thing. So he just put on a parka and took photos and decided to like make it like icy prison because he knew it was in like a
Mm.
frozen landscape, and
Mhm.
he just made it look like ice and terror and the unknown. And I think it worked so well because again, the unknown. You don't know what you're going to deal with. Exactly. Watch along. Yeah.
Yeah.
Recommend that enough. So
All right.
if you get Prime, please watch that. It's stunning. And shout out to the amazing Australian artist,
Look at this piece.
Boss
Mm.
Logic. He did this beautiful tribute piece of Drew getting out of the DeLorean in the clouds, and it says, "Where we're going, we won't need roads," in the
Oh,
caption. And I just like, I had to put this on the slide. So
that's so beautiful. I'm so glad you included that.
Yeah,
What a
this is
lovely, lovely tribute.
stunning. So great job, Cody. You did such a good job, and
Mhm.
I always want to shout out his work whenever I can. He did like a really cool Constantine with Keanu Reeves and stuff. And
Oh, I loved that movie.
I'll have to
Oh
show
my
you
gosh,
that
I
one.
loved it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
this is so very Drew. I love the grays and the white, and like the only thing that's in like true color is Drew's skin, and
Mhm.
it's beautiful.
Yeah. It really is very reminiscent of his work, you know, it
Yeah,
captures it beautifully.
I
Oh.
love that so much. And I think that might be it.
Yeah, the only thing that I noticed when I was looking through his work that didn't get mentioned was he did the posters for How to Train Your Dragon trilogy.
Yes.
And that was a huge thing for our kids. We had just moved back from Germany, and so we
Wow.
missed the movie, and then we showed it to them, and they bought all the toys, and then we watched the entire series that came out, Riders of Berk, Defenders of Berk, that whole
Wow.
thing, and then watched the 2nd and 3rd movie, and so, yeah, it's been like, you know, it's like my kids' childhood from, like, 2011 to, you know, to whenever that 3rd movie came out, and so I was just delighted to know that Drew was the one who made the posters for those movies,
Oh,
so
he thought there was such a sense of adventure in those movies, and he loved them so much. I think
oh, they're so much
it
fun.
delves into it briefly, and I think the art of Drew Struzan.
Okay,
And he
good
is
to know.
just so damn good. And from animated to portraiture to just life studies, because he would draw like um, animals. He would draw like you know self portraits. He would draw like pictures of kids. He would draw pictures of his wife. Just constantly creating every day. And I
Mhm.
got to ask him at Fan Expo Boston. And I was like, you know what? You've been responsible for so many iconic pieces. I said, which
Right.
one's your favorite? And he goes, I don't know if you're gonna like my answer, but you can't have a favorite because if you
Mm.
have a favorite, that means you've stopped growing as an artist,
Wow.
and you should never stop growing as an artist. And I was like, huh. Okay, so
Mm.
favoritism is right out the window in all of my art forever and ever because nothing
Nevermore.
is
Drew said I
precious.
can't.
Make
Drew
it
said I
more.
can't, so I yeah, there we go.
Yeah, he goes,
Mm.
If you find something precious about your art, that means you'll want to hold on to it, and it should be out there for the world to see." And
Mm.
I loved that so much, and I was so taken aback because he's had an iconic career over the last
Sure.
50 years and done amazing, incredible things and worked with so many iconic people.
So prolific. Yeah. I mean, just and you're talking about all the other different styles and the other things that he does, and it just sounds like an incredible talent.
And it just sounds like he has the license to be not as nice as he is, or and not as kind and generous and honest and
Yeah.
gracious as he is. And the fact that he was despite everything is just it's beautiful, and he was a beautiful human, and I was honored to just have a fraction of his time here on earth to just talk art with
That's
him.
so
And
great. Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
saved my life, man.
Well, I mean, I appreciate it because he helped you grow into the person that I know and
Oh,
love. So,
thank
you know,
you. Love
yeah.
you.
Yeah,
um
it's so wonderful how he touched and impacted so many people,
for
even
sure.
in ways that they didn't even know, you know, that they weren't even
Yeah.
consciously aware of, and
And
was still just an amazing human being all the way through.
sure. And you and I, we've been looking at his art all of our lives.
Hmm.
We knew him before we knew his name.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's embedded in little pieces of my personality and my nerddom of growing up, and I didn't even know the poor man's name. I'm
and
sorry,
I
Drew.
lost my
Apologize.
mind when I was a little kid when I saw that he had done the Flintstones movie poster. I was like, "What? No way!" And like, we're back, a dinosaur story where like the T-Rex is voiced by John Goodman. He had done all of that, and I was just like, these are things that my mom would like bring home from the movie store, and I'd just be like, "Oh, Struzan did this," and my mom would be looking at me funny, and I'm
You're like,
like,
"What's wrong with you?"
"You can't be helped, child." And my uncle was like totally on board with it. Her older brother, he's like, "Yeah." He's like,
Good.
"Look, you can see all the pencil strokes in it," because he made John Goodman and Rick Moranis and Rosie, like the even Dino, the big puppeteer Dino
Yeah,
looked real,
looked real.
and
Ugh.
it was so fun to see. And a lot of the times, Dave, he got a lot of slack for making Indiana Jones, and even though he was working on Crystal Skull, and Harrison was significantly older in
Mhm.
that from, you know,
Yeah,
like Last Crusade. A lot of people were criticizing Drew's art and saying like, "Oh, Harrison Ford looks old," and he goes, "I'm not going to draw him as he's not.
yeah.
Like he does not look like a child, and he's not a young man anymore.
Mm-mm.
Indy's got some mileage to him. He's got to look like himself."
It was an integral part of the story, and you
Correct.
can't sell the story if you don't accurately portray what's being told in the film.
Exactly.
That
And
doesn't make sense.
but to still have that adventure spirit in his eyes, and
Mhm.
have the mileage um to his form is a true testament to how Drew didn't want to be ageist in his art. And
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
think the that's why I love Dial of Destiny so much, because I felt like they embraced how old Indiana Jones had become at that point in the
Mhm.
story, just as Drew had in his art. And
Yep.
I honestly, I would love to have seen what Drew had come up with for that movie, because it would
That
have
would
been
have
fun.
been really interesting with the planes and the yeah,
The
that would have been
dial,
really
like the
interesting.
design of the dial, and having Mads
Mhm.
Mikkelsen be the the doctor.
Yeah. Ooh, that would have
Draw
been
some
good.
Mads. Yes.
Mhm.
John says Drew's art is so synonymous with film that it will be hard not to compare other people's film posters to his. Yeah,
I
it's something I
agree.
struggle with all of my life. I'm like, how would that look like if Struzan did it? And I can't help myself.
You're terrible.
You can't. Like, your
No,
artwork is really good, but what if Drew did it? And
I would have
there's
done it
enough people
better.
that have been inspired by Drew now, and people that have worked with Drew and have been critiqued by Drew over the years, like Paul Shipper,
Mm.
um, the art director for Empire Magazine, and a friend of mine. He learned from Drew too, and you can see a
Wow.
lot of Drew's influence in his pieces. As there's other ones that do. Mark Ratz, Australian artist. His work is beautiful, and he's gotten to collaborate with Drew over the years, and grow his work in that
Mm.
style. Um, just beautiful, beautiful work, and his legacy will live on.
I was gonna say that's really wonderful to hear because then he's continuing through his inspiration for other artists. And I
Yeah.
think that's what I just love about it so much. And I just so admire people like you that are actually able
Thanks.
to do it. It's
we
very impressive.
we try, but like th- he was just such a master of composition, of light. Um, he was notorious for he grew up in, like I said, he went to art school. He was very poor. He grew up being very conservative with his paint, so everything was in very thin
Mm,
layers, unless like it had
interesting.
to be. So if you look at, there's a picture he painted of Indiana Jones, and he does like a sun circle, and it's a wide brushstroke, and you can see it, and it
Mhm.
just pops off the canvas, and it adds that bit of texture. And his use of colored pencil, especially the white colored pencil, to add light and shapes,
Yeah,
and give
yeah.
texture to everything, it's gorgeous. And he's really a master of his craft, and all we do is learn from the best from here
Keep
on out,
keep his memory alive with our love of his work.
for sure.
Yeah.
um,
Well, thank you so much for sharing all of this with
yeah,
us.
and
It's absolutely
appreciate it.
fabulous. Really, really enjoyed it. Touched my heart.
Aw, thanks,
Gave
lady.
me lots of new information, lots of new things to go read and watch and see and do.
Yeah, definitely. It's and I will constantly spread the word about Drew, because I honestly think he is such an impactful human being, and he was put on this earth to change and bring beauty and bring art. And his family made a statement yesterday, and I cried reading it, because it was just so beautifully
Mhm.
said, and it is a testament to who they are, and um, who Drew was as a person. Um, it says Drew was a force of nature, like a whirlwind. He could not be stopped, nor
Mhm.
tamed, nor manipulated. His power never waned. This particular disease, took the wind out of him. He could no longer speak his language out loud. We respected the tenacity, his ability to hold on to the fire within that continued to rage. Daily he tended the flame, reviewing the paintings of those he had long admired. Van Gogh, Gauguin, Cezanne. the Impressionists who fought diligently against the status quo, those who asked the viewer to see things differently, to embrace the illusions of life, all the best parts fractured into meaningful bits of beauty. He looked through
Mm.
rose-colored glasses so he could impart to us a better version of life. That's what drew people to him, his kindness, his hope, his love of beautiful things. It was our honor to nurture that glow. Please take a moment to reflect on what he brought to you. Life should be full of love and beauty. The Struzan family.
Oh, that
So
is wonderful. Oh,
I love them so much, and I wish them all well and send so much love and healing and
absolutely.
peace, and thank them for sharing Drew with us and making
Continuing, yeah, do
being the
the whole
guardians of the
thing.
legacy. Yeah.
Yes, yes, that's wonderful.
But it just
Oh,
makes me so happy to know that he was still in there even when he could no longer do the things that kept him going.
yeah.
But
Ugh,
yeah.
less than Stardust, sir. Mm,
Sure. Uh,
well, that's a lovely, lovely way to end the show. Thanks everyone for
yeah.
joining in. We hope
And
we inspired you maybe a little bit.
sorry for the last minute change, but we felt like it was our responsibility
It
to
was our
as
honor. Yes,
yeah, and our duty to talk about Drew and talk about what he meant to so many of us and what he meant to this galaxy far, far away that we love so much. Um, I don't think Star Wars would be quite as Star Warsy without Drew.
certainly
And
not in that visual aspect of it, right? Those single
sure,
frame memories that tie us to the nostalgia and where we were and what we were doing when we experienced it.
for
It's just that,
sure.
yeah, it's that incredible way of kind of bridging the years and the people and the films together. So it's
And
a
even
incredible gift that we're so, so fortunate
so
to have
lucky.
been able to embrace for all these years.
And even Steven Spielberg says in the documentary, like, I had to make the movie live up to what Drew had done for the art.
Wow.
And I
High
think,
praise.
yeah, that was the entire Indiana Jones thing after the first one. He's like, oh, gotta do better than this. Okay,
Step it up, step it up.
step
Oh,
it up. But that's high, the highest praise, I think. And I think it's
I agree.
what any filmmaker would want their poster artist to do, and what any artist would want to keep him happy and to
Want to
kind of
achieve.
achieve.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, so thanks for letting me rant for an hour and 15 minutes.
Anytime. It was
And
wonderful. Yeah.
yeah,
Love to see the excitement and the joy.
yeah,
All
small
right.
things.
Oh,
But
well, a total change of mood. But tell us a little bit about tomorrow night's watch along. Which,
all
because in case y'all
right,
haven't had enough Ashley this week, she's come back again
I'm
tomorrow.
here forever.
Mhm,
Lucky you.
mhm. Like
Um,
yes.
So tomorrow night we are watching Doctor Sleep. Oh
Whew.
my god, you guys have seen me be just insufferable for the last couple of years about this movie. I love this movie so much. It is a proper sequel to not only the
Hmm.
Shining film, but the Shining book as well.
The
So
book.
it's
Yeah.
all the beautiful parts of the books and the movies melded into this mad film made by director and writer Mike Flanagan, starring
Hmm.
Ewan McGregor, our boy. That's tomorrow night with me and Dave O'Neill at 9:30. You can watch it with us. It's on um, Hulu if you don't have the Blu-ray. We are not going to have you sit through 3 hours, so we'll just stick to the regular cut. But the director's cut is amazing. If you can watch
Mm,
it, I highly recommend it. It adds so much depth to the story, and it's a really crazy good film. So if you like The
it
Shining,
is.
you will love it.
I don't even like horror films, and I really liked this
Yeah,
movie. Yeah, I made myself
yeah,
watch it, and
John.
I'm glad I did.
Yeah, and there's some dark parts. There's some very dark parts. Sarah and I
Yeah,
have discussed this,
there's a
and
part in the middle that if you wanna mute it and cover your eyes, go right ahead, because that's what I did. I was like,
yeah,
I can't. Nope, 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 nope. Is it over yet? Nope, nope, nope,
um,
nope, nope."
the the actor in question is Jacob Tremblay. He's won an Oscar for his portrayal of the child in the room with Brie Larson.
Mhm,
Brilliant little actor. He was teaming up with Mike Flanagan again in The Life of Chuck. He plays teenage Chuck, high school age, college age Chuck.
yeah.
He's really good in that too. So, and this one, his scenes are very heartbreaking. So trigger warning. Uh, it might get a little uncomfortable. It's okay if you have to turn away, but
The
definitely check
rest of
that
the
out with
movies
us.
the rest of the movie is quite
Mwah.
engaging. Yeah.
Such a good film. So please watch with us tomorrow night.
Mhm.
Everybody else is in
In
Chicago.
Chicago. Mhm.
So yeah, tonight is the Diana Lee and Asanto
Event
meetup happening right now, actually,
right
or
now.
still going
Yep.
on. Um,
Just finishing.
so I'm so glad everybody is getting to be out there and meet Diana and talk with her and take photos and stuff. So that's gonna be really exciting. And then they're going to the West Coast. They're gonna go hang out at Lucasfilm. So I'm
Mhm.
excited for them, and
Mhm.
I'm living vicariously through them
We
as
are.
they go
We
to
are.
Rancho Obi-Wan and as well and say hi to Steve and Anne and the crew out there.
Watch for clips and bits and things shared on our YouTube channels and on
For
our
sure.
social media networks.
Yeah, and I am so excited for them to like share all this stuff with us because I'm telling you, it's going to
Can't
be
wait.
amazing.
Can't wait.
I'm living vicariously through all of them just forever because this is going to be insane. And then Sunday is the R2D2 holiday decoration review with the Jedi Archive.
Mhm.
So one of you the boys got the giant R2D2 holiday
Somebody
decoration.
broke down. Mhm.
Speaking
Mhm.
of living vicariously through people, if they had a chopper one, I would drop so much money so fast on that.
Okay, that one I might, because I was looking at everybody with their Chewbacca and their Darth Vader and their Yodas, and I'm like, no, no, I don't care. Ooh, Chopper, Chopper. There might be a spot out in my yard for Chopper.
I wouldn't
Hmm.
want to put them in the yard though. I'd want them in the
Oh, so
house. And
they're not like
they're
outdoor
supposed to be like an
decorations?
outdoor decoration, but like I love them and I would not want them to be
You
like
know, I
they
do
have
have some vicious squirrels outside that have been kind of like running away with and decimating Halloween decorations. So maybe I would. Yeah, I have a skeleton
Mhm.
with a skull and some arms, and like one of it was like dragged and like hanging off the garden wall, like the squirrel's trying to run away with it. I'm like, really, really? No.
Really? See, aren't they dastardly little punks? I
I
can't
even
stand
feed
them.
them peanuts in the backyard. I just feel like they're. Of course,
That's a
out.
slap in the face.
We did run out. Maybe that was protest over the fact that we ran out. I
Revenge.
got more. I got more. I got to make sure to put those out tomorrow. Okay.
They're like trick or treat this. We're taking your lawn.
No treats for tricking you. Oh my god, that's funny.
But yeah, I have a chopper crate that was made for me by my friend Kurt Zimmerman for his chopper, his life size functioning chopper. So
Whoa,
I would probably put my if they made a chopper lawn ornament, that would go in
that
that.
sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. So make sure you
Hmm.
tune into that so we can live vicariously through them. Um,
Absolutely.
and then, of course, we will be back next week with everybody
A new
for
schedule. Yep.
new schedule and Clone Wars Revisited. We're going to be recapping season 2 with Sherry, our
Yes,
Jocasta
the
new.
recap master shall be arriving.
We
Yes.
love it. So she'll be
Hmm.
joining us on Monday night to recap what happened in season 2 of Clone Wars to get ready for season 3.
All right. Fabulous.
Right. Well, thank you again for
Sounds
letting
good.
me
Oh, thank you for sharing
wax.
your love and your joy with us. That is fantastic. It's been a fun
You're
evening.
welcome. Yeah. And
Good way to
again,
remember.
all our love to Drew's wife, Dylan, and his
Hmm.
son, Christian, and their rest of their family and friends, everybody who knew him,
Absolutely.
everybody who met him. The art world, the world at large, is a little bit less colorful
He will
today,
be missed. Yeah.
and he'll be missed. So thank you again for
Yeah.
joining us, and may the
Thank
force
you
be with
all
you.
for love and light.